Along with traces, it's possible to add various shapes, such as lines, rectangles, and text, to a graph. First, click on a graph to bring it to the front. Choose the Graph Show Tools menu item, or press Command-T on the Macintosh or Control-T on Windows. This adds a toolbar to the graph. The top two buttons on the toolbar indicate the mode of the graph. Right now, the graph is in drawing mode, since the drawing icon is selected. If we click on the top icon, that changes the graph into normal mode. Use normal mode if you want to interact with graph objects, such as traces, axes, and annotations. Drawing mode is for drawing lines, rectangles, and other shapes. Click the second icon to return to drawing mode. Press the Option key on the Macintosh or the Alt key on Windows and click and hold on the Draw Environment button, the one that looks like a tree. A pop-up menu showing the available drawing layers and their relationship to the graph elements appears. The items in the menu are listed in back to front order. Choose User Back from the menu. By using the User Back layer, we ensure that all drawing we do will appear behind the axes, traces, and other graph elements. Now, click the Rectangle tool icon and drag out a rectangle starting at the upper left corner of the plot area and ending at the bottom of the graph at about x equals 1.6. Next, choose the Line tool by clicking on its icon. Draw a diagonal line starting from the left and ending at the right. Click the Draw Environment icon and choose At Start from the line arrow item. This causes the line we just created to have an arrowhead on the left side. Now click the Text tool icon and click to the right of the diagonal line. This causes the Create Text dialog to appear. Type Pre-Charge into the text field. From the Anchor pop-up menu, choose Left Center. Then click Do It. Resize the graph by clicking and dragging the lower right corner. Notice that as the size of the graph window changes, the rectangle and line we just created also move to keep their relative position. Their coordinates are measured relative to the plot area, which is the rectangle enclosed by the axes. Click the arrow icon in the toolbar and then double-click on the rectangle. The Modify Rectangle dialog appears, showing the properties of the rectangle. Enter 0 in the thickness box in the Line Properties section. This turns off the frame of the rectangle. Then choose Light Gray from the Fill Mode pop-up menu and choose Black from the 4-color pop-up menu under the Fill Mode pop-up menu. Click Do It. Notice that the rectangle now forms a gray area behind the traces and axes. Double-click on the rectangle again. From the X-coordinate pop-up menu, choose Axis Bottom. The x-coordinates of the rectangle will now be measured in terms of the bottom axis, as if they were data values. Click in the X0 box and type 0. Tab to the Y0 box and type 0. Enter 1.6 in the X1 box and 1 in the Y1 box. The x-coordinates of the rectangle are now measured in terms of the bottom axis, and the left side will be at 0, while the right side will be at 1.6. The y-coordinates are still measured relative to the plot area. Since we entered 0 and 1 for the y-coordinates, the rectangle will span the entire height of the plot area. Now click Do It. Notice how the rectangle is nicely aligned with the axes and the plot area. Now, click on the Operate icon to exit drawing mode and return to regular mode. Press the Option key on the Macintosh or the Alt key on Windows, and then click in the middle of the plot area, away from any traces, and drag the plot area to the right. This causes the axes to be rescaled. Notice that the rectangle moved along with the axes so that they stay aligned.